Hello? 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 I'm not muted. I'm not muted. I was booting up my BGM. Hello? I'm fine. I'm not worried at all. Good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon. I don't know what it is for you. It's like 3 o'clock for me. So my plan for today was that I was going to take a fucking break because I was so tired. I had been, throughout the whole outfit reveal process, I was literally living off of like 2 short naps. Because I told you during the reveal that the big lore video, I received the final version of it, or rather I stitched together the final version of it 5 minutes before we had to go live. It was crazy because the person I was working with, who interestingly asked me to keep them anonymous, had everything ready well in advance. It was just that when they were doing the final renders, there were constant errors. Like Adobe Premiere was being really, really weird for them. And so they had to keep re-rendering it, and I was filtering through looking for like rendering issues. And you can actually, there are a couple of them that survived. You can notice if you watch the video again, early on you can see that when Sunny's character stands up, he kind of warps. It looks like it looks like one of those people who takes anime and they'll like warp the or they'll like interpolate it up to 60 FPS. It kind of looks like one of those frames that fucked up. It's really kind of funny, but I wanted to make sure we fixed as many of them as possible. The vast majority of them are gone, and when the video goes up on its own, it will be fixed. So you guys don't have to worry about that. Do you have any other behind the scenes stories? I just really love hearing about your creative process. What are some good behind the scenes stories that I can tell? Okay. I've got one for you. So, right before we were about to go live, the editor or the animator finally started sending me like some fixed clips of the animation errors that had occurred. But in the meantime, what I had been doing is I had slotted the final animation into Sony Vegas, and what I was doing is I was filtering through frame by frame while the other outfit reveals were going on. And you can probably tell that I was busy at times because I tweeted a lot during Shu's reveal, and a lot during Ike's, but not very much during Luca's or Mister's. And this is because I was fucking busy as shit, and I was like, and basically what I was doing is that I was filtering through frame by frame looking for animation errors, and what I was doing was I was cutting out the bugged frames and then getting a previous frame and like slowing it down and dragging it over the new one, so it would look slightly choppy, but it wouldn't look outright like awful. Right? So I was just trying my best to like filter through, and thankfully none of those are actually in the finished product. Eventually the animator did fix the errors, but like that was my focus, is that I was going through, I was mixing audio like and everything and fixing the animation errors right up until the very end. It was a very stressful experience, but we got it. I would just want to say something. The stories that I have left to tell, true stories, as obviously, have been sitting in my head for such a long time, and they've taken up such real estate inside my head for like so many months. I mean, some of them more than a year now. And for a while, I genuinely just sat and thought to myself, it was like, it felt as though I was never going to get to share it. But seeing the first step of the story be told yesterday, and a teaser for the next big chapter be shared, and to see how genuinely interested everyone is, I don't think I've ever felt more motivated to keep working on these things. I had a lot of fun. Relearning Japanese for the well, I didn't really relearn it, but I relearned a lot I learned a lot of pronunciations. So I should talk a little bit about talk a little bit about the behind the scenes on that. So obviously, because I haven't gotten around to killing any Japanese people recently, I have lost all my memory of the language. And so I needed some help to learn how to pronunciate it. And I wasn't really in the mood to go out and find someone to kill. And so I just had Sunny teach me. So we had the three of us, four of us, sorry. We had me, Shu, Sunny, and Kotuka. I gave them a lot of input into how they should read their lines, and they did really, really well. Sunny has a ton of experience voice acting, but even Shu, who from what I know does not have a lot of experience voice acting, really knocked it out of the park, and Kotuka did a fantastic job as well. But yeah, so a few things I want to say. Tomorrow's ASMR, I called it Sleep Aid ASMR because obviously I couldn't give it away, but it's going to be essentially a return to the ancient storyline with this new look in the ASMR. And so what we're going to do, it's essentially going to be less sort of, I think my plan is to make it a little bit of a sequel where it's essentially like getting let out of the cell, and then you and I sort of build a little bit of a rapport, and then maybe there's some sleep aid stuff towards the end, you know what I mean? So that's coming back tomorrow. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday. Mwah. I'm glad you really, really enjoyed my outfit for your birthday. A wink. I can wink with both eyes now. Galay, can you keep your head down? I want to touch your horns. All right, go for it. All right, go for it. So sorry that you're so tiny. You need me to lean down so that you can go ahead and touch them. Why don't you go ahead and do this? Yeah, thank you very much. All right, you have a good time. You go to bed. How would ancient Alchema tell his kindred good night? Sleep well. Back then. Well, in the same way I would now. Rest well, my little kindred. Tomorrow is another day. Give him a little kiss on the forehead, and then I go back to work.